Hi, my name is Adrian van den Broek. I'm a photographer and filmmaker from Sweden. I have 8 trips to Ukraine and I've been 1.5 years in the Swedish Armed Forces, of which 5 months was in the combat camera unit. I specialize in making content for organizations around the world, specifically in developing countries, NGOs, for example, humanitarian organizations in Ukraine. So on this channel I'm going to share my experience that I gathered doing this type of work, and we're going to talk about something very cool today. When you go for your clients or alone, you usually bring a large bag to bring all your stuff, like a low pro bag, 50 liters, something like that. You might bring a drone, camera, microphones, lenses, batteries, all these things, and you will eventually find yourself maybe in a situation where you want to go to an area that is more risky to go to with all this equipment, and you need to boil down your rig to the essentials. So I'm going to share a story from Kenya to demonstrate this. We went to Kenya this spring to record a story for children undergoing education in a developing area, and we had a little side quest during this trip. For essentially in Sweden there are a little group of investors, and what they do is that they invest in small startups in Kenya. It's simple as that. And this business was supposed to be in a shopping center in Nairobi, so we got an address and we headed there. I had my camera, I had the top mic, I had the lav mic, and I was just prepared like boiled down rig just to get the footage in 4K, make some stylish B-roll, and just have the interview on the lav mic essentially. We get into the car and we quickly realized that the place we're going is not central Nairobi. We were heading out into like urban suburb, and the immediate gut feeling is that I'm not gonna bring out my camera here. Like this is not, like I'm barely getting out from the car. So like the guys were wearing their watches and stuff, and like, guys, we need to like, they were putting their watches in their pockets, and you know, we were preparing to get out from the car to make a just 5-minute walk through these back streets to get to this shopping center, which turned out not even being a shopping center. We were just like a back alley basically. I was there like exposed completely because I had my camera and my top mic and all these things around my shoulder. I wasn't at all prepared for this. The driver luckily had in his car like this old tiny little backpack, so I used that. I just threw everything I had into that backpack, and that actually saved the day. One of the guys actually had their Android in their pocket and recorded a tiny moment from this little walk, but we managed to get there and back without getting into trouble and getting the story. What we want to do here today is get into an area and get out again without exposing ourselves. How do we do that? So when you go with the low pro bag or an F-stop bag into, you will notice pretty quickly that this will not turn out very well. You have to conceal it, and that's where this thing comes in. This will keep maybe half of a space for a camera slot in your camera bag, and you can easily put this in your pocket when you're heading out into a day and you know that you might find yourself in such a situation. But it's just a tiny little backpack that folds out like this. This is not something that looks like you're carrying a $2,000 to $5,000 camera in it, but not something very expensive. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point of this thing. And really, the sillier, the better. They're terrible colors of these, like pink and ocean blue and stuff like that. So this I might have in my pocket when I'm out, just knowing that in case I feel uncomfortable somewhere, I'll just dump camera into this and have it on my back, and that will pull much less attention to you. Also, blending into your surrounding and being a part of what's around you more, rather than sticking out with a camera. It will inevitably bring attention to your person when you carry a large, expensive camera. So just blending in will be a really good advantage to you when you're doing your film, when you're doing a documentary. This can, in some areas, actually save your life, to put it blunt. So I always travel with this now in my camera bag. When I go somewhere I know that can be a bit dodgy, I have it in my pocket. So I will put a bunch of links to them from Amazon in the description. I hope you got some value from this video. Please like and subscribe, and we will see each other in the next video. Take care.